Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Brandon, your trusted realtor, and I'm coming to you with another great episode. Today, I want to spend a little bit of time talking to you about competition, being competitive. And what I want to start off with a story. Imagine you walk into your office. Monday, you had a long weekend, or Tuesday, you had a long weekend, or you're just coming off vacation, and you walk in and you have 10 or 15 new cases on your desk. So let's say you're an accountant. And so each one of these case files are 10 or 15 different pages with a host of different numbers, terms, scenarios, and conditions. And then you have to summarize all that information and then roll that up to your boss, right? What a hell of a day, right? And you have to get all of this done by the end of day because obviously time is of the essence, and this is, these are financial reports. Have you all ever been in a situation like that, or are you in a situation now like that? Now, if the answer is yes, imagine real estate. Imagine being a real estate agent or being a homeowner and receiving multiple offers. As we think about the transaction of being a buyer in this ecosystem of a seller's environment, what is it that's going to make your offer stand out and make you look more competitive in this transaction? Especially when you have a realtor that wakes up and has 10, 15, 20, 30 or more different offers from individuals. How does your offer stand out among the pack, amongst the individuals? So we're going to talk a little bit very generally, but we're going to talk really quickly about some things that you need to take into consideration when wanting to make your offer stand out among those in the overall ecosystem. The first is the earnest money deposit. The earnest money deposit is going to be that good faith money, and that money is also going to be money you can lose, right? So without, to whom much is given, much is required. And if you want to have a home, some people want that sense of security of knowing that if something goes left in this transaction, because that is the power of a buyer. A buyer at any point in time can walk away from a real estate transaction within reason, but the consequence is that sometimes you will lose that earnest money deposit depending on the negotiation of the seller or the preference. Well, the more I previously talked about how the earnest money deposit is traditionally rule of thumb 1%. There's no law that says it has to be, but that's about the rule of thumb. But if you're coming in and you're putting more skin on the line and you're willing to risk more for a property that you want, that's going to make you stand out in the transaction. That also counts towards your down payment. If you're putting more down on the loan, on the property, more than 3%, that also is going to make your offer look more competitive. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to be counted out or adversely discounted if you're putting down 3% or using FHA. However, you are going to have to understand that it is about competition. And many individuals that are selling their home have preconceived notions about FHA and FHA loans. They think that they are problem loans. They think that these are individuals who can't afford a property. It's just a cheaper or a convenient way to be able to, or a lesser way to be able to get into a home. That's not the case for everyone, but everyone is not above that mindset, especially investors that are flipping properties, because they've had other issues with dealing with FHA as in the investment transaction. So you have to understand that all of the factors of not only your loan type and the terms of your contract are going to impact how competitive you are. The next is the closing date. If you're in a situation where you can close on that loan faster than 30 days or within that 30-day time frame, that's going to be almost hugely advantageous. So some people will ask, how is that possible? How can I close and faster than 30 days? Well, you have to talk to your lender and see if they'll begin the underwriting process a little bit sooner, so that way they can reduce the time frame to maybe 21 or 25 days. Those additional days will make your contract stand out, because that means that the seller or the investor will get their money in hand a little bit sooner, and everyone likes that, with the potential that a lot of times closing can happen sooner than later. The terms. Now, your contract is made of different terms. I talked about that a little bit in other videos and previous videos, but you have to ask yourself globally when it comes to terms, what is it that you're willing to risk? What is it, or what is your risk tolerance? Do you have flexibility on the home inspection? Has your realtor talked to you about the relation of the home inspection in relation to the home warranty? Do you have that clear understanding? Have you had enough experience with understanding or looking at properties that you feel comfortable with being able to waive the appraisal contingency or offering more money in the event that the appraisal comes short. There's a lot of tips and tricks that you can use and leverage, but the gist of it is when it comes to the terms, what is your risk tolerance? And then the final thing I'll talk about is remember your goal. Your goal here is to obtain a home, to be a homeowner, and don't allow yourself to get lost in the minutia of a lot of different things. Sometimes many buyers find themselves vacillating between, oh, $2,000 here or $4,000 here. Remember, the name of the game is ownership, and ownership has always intrinsically come with the ability for that asset to appreciate in value. Unless it burns down, God forbid that happens, or that there's a dip in the market. But you guys have seen that DC, this region, has been historically insulated from a lot of turbulence in the financial market. So this is typically a good investment, and real estate generally is a good investment. So remember your goal. Your goal is about owning a property to create wealth for your future self. And your future self will thank you about thinking and being mindful of the bigger picture. So remember, these are just a few tips and tricks for you to be competitive in this seller's environment. My name is Brandon. I'm your trusted realtor, and I look forward to being your resource for all of your real estate needs. Take care and talk to you soon.